Hello students, today we are going to read another story, that is The Happy Prince, written by an Irish writer, Oscar Wilde. The Happy Prince is actually a statue of a prince which stands on a high pedestal in the kingdom, and its eyes are made of sapphire. In the sword hilt there was a big red ruby, and the whole body of that statue was covered with gold leaves. The statue looked very attractive, and as it was standing on a high pedestal, from there the statue could overlook the city. One fine morning, a swallow bird came flying to the kingdom and took shelter at the feet of the prince. Just then a raindrop fell. The swallow realized that it was actually a teardrop. It asked the statue, "Why are you crying?" The statue replied, "When I was alive, I never saw unhappiness, but now from here I can see the people of my kingdom suffering. I can see their misery. I'm not happy, so I'm crying." The happy prince, tried to request the bird to stay with him and help, but the bird denied, saying that I am going to Egypt. I have to reach there before winter, as my friends are already there. But the prince successfully convinced the bird to stay for one night and be his messenger. The prince then asked the bird to take the ruby from his sword and give it to the needy seamstress. There was a poor seamstress in the kingdom who had no money to take care of her sick child. So the bird took the ruby from the sword and dropped it at the house of that seamstress in order to help her. Then the prince asked the bird to take sapphire from one of his eye and give it to the playwright. The poor playwright in that kingdom was so poor that he had no wood to make fire. He was struggling hard to write something for the director of a play. So the bird did it, and it gave one of the sapphire to the playwright. Then the prince asked the bird to take another sapphire from his eye and give it to the poor match girl. This time the bird was reluctant. She said, "I can't do this because it will make you blind." But the prince convinced the bird, and the poor match girl, she was a very young girl, her clothes were torn, and she used to sell matches to earn money, but accidentally she dropped all the matchsticks in a gutter, and now she was worried that she will be punished by her father. So the bird did as per the instructions of the happy prince, and it gave the sapphire to the match girl. Now the statue of the happy prince turned blind. Now the swallow decided that she would not go away from the prince, and she would help the prince to see the city through his eyes. So every day she used to narrate the things to the prince, and in this way they helped many people with the gold leaves of the statue. After that, the statue of the happy prince turned dull, and one day the poor bird died. At the same time, something cracked inside the prince. It was his heart. As the statue had become dull, the mayor of that city pulled it down and ordered to get it melted. Every body part of the statue got melted except the broken heart. It was thrown away at the same place where the dead body of swallow was thrown. Now in heaven, the god asked one of his angels to bring two most precious things from that kingdom. The angel went, and they searched, and they brought the dead body of the swallow and the broken heart. the swallow and the happy prince, they were blessed by the god and they were given the bounties from God. So this theme of the story is that you can express love through sacrifice as the happy prince did. It sacrificed all its gemstones and leaves to help the poor people. I hope you understood it. Thank you.